Okay, we're back. Tech Packs are due. Footwear design podcast. The only we're gonna keep it rolling. The only footwear design podcast on the whole internet. The one where people come to where if you want to know how to get in the industry, all right. I'll start with this. First off, this is an episode where we're gonna kind of show some new direction for the show. But before I get into it, this show does not represent my views of my employer, past, present, or future. We're here talking shop, learning skills. And so that's kind of what I talk about. I've learned over the first year. So we've been doing Tech Packs Are Due for about 15 months now. And I've learned loud and clear that the audience likes basically three things that I do. The tutorials, the guest spots, and I'm telling you right now, they do not like when I hold up a shoe and talk about it. And so I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it. It maybe every once in a while we'll pull something that comes out on the market that we think is cool. We'll talk about it, or maybe we'll, I don't know. We might not ever get back to holding product up and talking about it and all that stuff. But so what I also know is that you like the portfolio reviews and passing on knowledge that I have about how to get in the industry. So that's basically what this show is turning into. Keeping the guests coming on because we like talking to people who are in the industry and learning about the roles of footwear. But then we're just going to learn hard skills, which brings me to the next thing. Obviously, we have a new guy on the screen, and we'll talk about that, this situation. But one thing I think would be very cool, this experiment, this is something that I've cooked up in my brain, is because I'm trying to pass on my skills, can I get someone who's not in the footwear industry, who wants to be in? Can I work one-to-one mentor, live stream the mentor process, and see if we can land a job? It sounds crazy, but honestly, if it can work, I think that's super dope. And I would love nothing more. I love teaching. I love teaching footwear design. I love teaching design in general. I love looking at product. So it's like, can I infuse this into somebody else? And can I up level, help people get where they want to go? That's kind of the when I first did the first video, it was like, I want to talk about footwear. I want to talk about shoes. I want to bring on the real people. And I think part of bringing on the real people is bringing on the people who want to get in. Because I think largely this audience that I've talked to and interacted with is the people who want in. And they're like, how do I get in? Like, how do I do this? So we are going to continue portfolio reviews, continue all this stuff. But then I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to bring someone on who we can show progress over time? And that was when I reached out for people to be interns, and I got a couple replies. And Isaiah was someone who replied, and we got on a call, and I just felt there was a instant camaraderie, a little chemistry. It felt natural, normal. And so I'm like, he looks good on a camera. I feel like he's going to jive with the audience. I think everyone's going to welcome him in. The Tech Packs Are Due audience, which is people I don't know. And then a lot of people that I do know, footwear designers who are now going to see someone live, get into this. And a lot of it is I don't believe for a second that you have to go to a school necessarily to take this on. And I know that because I have a buddy that I worked with who did not finish college. And he's nearly a senior at another footwear company. And he just had an eye, and he has a hand for sketching, a hand for volume and sculpting. And he's probably better at it than me, frankly. And So, and it just makes me think that this is something that I think if anyone picks up a pen and paper and has just the like sheer will, they can find themselves in footwear. So that's what we're doing. We're going to try to prove this out, try to learn. And you know what? Like if we decide, if footwear is not what you want to be, at least we're like learning skills and picking stuff up and, really just, trying to make the world a more beautiful place, whatever it is. So welcome Isaiah to the show. He will be a recurring guest. Well, I guess we call it a recurring guest. I'm calling him the Apprentice. He is somehow willing to give his time, and we'll see how it goes. Largely this show is going to be meeting Isaiah, talking to him, getting a feel, getting his, learning about him. I actually don't know much about Isaiah myself. So that's kind of part of the process is, I think when anyone comes in and interviews, like there's just not a lot of time to get to know somebody. So you kind of just like make a choice based off of a feeling. And, I don't know, Isaiah's already given the good feeling. So welcome to the show, man.
Woo-woo.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Say hello to 420 people who have subscribed.
Yeah.
And some 1,500 on Instagram. I don't know. This is, I told Isaiah, I was like, I think at the end of this year, I'm going to reevaluate the podcast and we will see, because it takes a lot of time, but it's fun at the same time. So, welcome to the show, man. Let's dive in. Are you ready? I don't know.
I'm ready. So for me, I always love design. I love building things, and I love just playing video games.
Oh, nice.
And like, I don't know, I feel like mixing those things. I love drawing. I always drew in class. I just draw on my little notepad every time, doing doodles. I love anime. All these things kind of just like, got me into doing more art and doing more things like that.
Right.
I never knew what design was when I was in high school, middle school, things like that. But I just knew I wanted to draw. I wanted to do something with drawing to have fun and kind of like, make money doing it. Because that's something that was like kind of my passion. And actually in high school, I joined this program called Youth Design. And they were more just design general. It was like getting, youth people from, well, I'm originally from Boston, but
I was going to say
youth people from Boston,
right,
into the design industry. And like, they gave us backgrounds in graphic design. They did, I think footwear design as well with Reebok.
Nice.
And just like a lot of just, exposure into design. And I really love graphic design. And I currently do that now for work. Graphic design has just always been in my life. Just playing around with stuff, trying to figure out pixels and all that stuff. So that really just, stuck with me for a little bit. But actually, when I was in high school doing this program, I don't know if you ever heard of Ideo. I did a internship with them, not knowing that they're like this big design firm, consultancy, none of that stuff. It was through the program. So like they paired me with somebody. And I grew and learned that, there's this like whole thing called industrial design. I didn't know about that. And also at the same time, I love footwear. So I was looking at, this was like 10, 15 years ago, but, I was looking at YouTube videos of Soul Collector. And at this time, there was like the KD4s, KD5s, and the designer Leo Chang, he was like talking his process and what he went to school for. And I was like, so he's drawing. He's using his skills to draw things. He's drawing shoes. I love shoes. And I was like, this could be like a, good field for me to get into.
Nice.
And eventually, like after, I did my internship with Ideo, I still keep in contact with these people. They're really like awesome people. They really like welcome me in. I actually did an internship with them in college as well. So it was like, it was fun.
Yeah. Can't say I did that. There's Ideo, man, was always like one of those ones where like we they would like say it in school and I would just be like, this is not possible for me. like,
Yeah.
like, nah,
But like
I like,
I never knew that they were this like big design consultancy, and like they made the Apple mouse and other, you know, lifelong products, which is kind of
yeah,
wild to me. But yeah, it was fun working with those people. Like they're really smart. They know what they're doing.
right. That's crazy. Okay, so that's like high school. I mean, you're growing up, you're
Yeah.
sketching.
Yep.
Um, yeah, same here, man. It was like I felt like there was like I remember it brought up like oh man, there was times where like I didn't want to like they would put movies on or something like during class and I would just be like, man, I don't want to watch this thing. And I would just be like sitting there drawing whatever. I don't know what. I just remember these times where like it was an escape. It's just like I'm just gonna start doodling on this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then yeah, I got to like somehow it worked out where they like made up an art class for me because I had like taken everything by my senior year and I was just like, hey, like I don't want to not do it like my senior year, like just because I've taken everything. And man, that's crazy. Okay, so Leo Chang's obviously inspiration.
Yeah, Leo Chang. I didn't know anything about him before, but
Yeah,
I knew I love shoes. I like the KD4s. They were really awesome. I like the design of them. I see like Nike's starting to retro a lot of their old lines. So I'm like,
right.
I really like those scoring title KD4s. So I'm like, I might pick them up.
Yeah, nice.
They're like yellow and blue.
Yep. All right. So
I can keep going. I can keep going.
Yeah, man, just keep rolling with it.
Yeah, and then now after all this, I'm trying to figure out what colleges to go to. Do I go to the college for graphic design? Do I go for this unknown thing called industrial design, which I'm still trying to figure out like my junior, senior year? And I think I just went with it. I applied to some schools for graphic design, and then I applied to Wentworth Institute of Technology for industrial design. I was thinking about applying to Mass Art. Again, I'm still in Massachusetts. That's where I'm born and raised from. So I'm like trying to stay close. And and Mass Art, they have like such a big program, but they also need a portfolio, which for me at the time, I didn't have a portfolio, which at Wentworth, they don't like require a portfolio, but if you have one, they'll like review it. Right. But you can come into the school with, you know, no design experience and build yourself up to, you know, a pretty much a junior designer, you know, by the time you graduate. And they do internships as well. So I like that approach. I really like that, you know, since I don't have a portfolio. And like, you know, in high school, you're not really doing art anyway, unless it's like, you know, you're doing it on your side, but it's also hard because you got so much work to do. And I played sports, I played football, I played baseball.
Right.
It would have been a lot.
Right. Okay. So you went to, so I'm trying to follow it. You went to college for graphic or did you do industrial? Design.
Yep.
Oh, shoot.
Yep.
Okay. And you went to
you went to by trade.
Yeah. All right. So you went to Wentworth, right? All right. What's that? I mean, what's your experience? What you, like, did it, I guess you're doing graphic now, but like, have you, like found, have you done product? Like what's the experience there?
Yeah. So, on my website, like I have some like design stuff that I still have from undergrad, but same, like my experience is similar to like your experience where like you come in, there's a whole bunch of like design, like young undergrad people trying to get into design. And then everybody's like, well, you know, only some of us are going to make it to sophomore year.
Oh gosh.
And then like, it wasn't that dramatic, but like, it's still like, we know, like if I feel like everybody sizes each other up in the room. There's always like those people that had like woodworking classes and, you know, mechanical and all that stuff. And there's other people that are just like really good at drawing, but they're not like good at the other stuff, the building side. So it's just like, who is going to make it to next year? And for me, there was no other avenue. I didn't want to do anything else besides design because like I had these experiences in high school that like led me here. And like, I kept building myself up, trying to get into this industry. So
that's right. Yeah, man. It's like kind of like it does feel like that. It feels like it's like guided. Like
yep.
and I mean I hated that. Like that, oh, man. Like you get there, you like I'm like, this is the road, this is the path, and they're like, oh, by the way, didn't know how to tell you guys this, but we're gonna rank every last one of you, and we're gonna let you know if you're good enough at this or not. And I was one of those guys that like, I'd never made anything. Like I'd only ever sketched. And then we had a couple people who only ever made stuff. Like, and literally I remember, like the first like half of the semester, like they'd split classes in half. And, I remember this one guy was like just awful at sketching. He like, you know, it was like the bottom, right?
Yeah.
And then they introduced this like other class, and it was all about like model making and like using like little pieces of wood to like make stuff. And this dude, like, I was like, what is going on? Like, it was like the inner genius like came out, and I was like, man, I think I'm pretty surface level. Like, like, I don't know if I'm like going much deeper than like the pretty sketch thing. Which is like a skill in itself, and a lot of industrial design is like that, because like a lot of people like won't even buy off unless they see that like at least the idea like has something in sketch form. But dude, that guy was like insane.
It feels that way, and I feel the same thing. It was just like when there's other people like for me, I had I didn't have any woodworking experience. I didn't really know how to build things like that, but like I understood how things work. I can understand the draw. I know how to do that.
There was I don't know how this happened, but there was a time when like we got to, so that was like the first semester, and then like I got ranked like basically like you're either gonna succeed or this is not gonna work out. They like put me right in that like, think about it, like I don't know. And and I didn't have a plan, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna stay with it. And then took the next semester, and they had like a lot of like, it was a guy who was really artsy, and it was like really sculptural and like really, and I was like, man, I can sculpt better than any of these people. Like I know I can like, and like one of the assignments was literally like go outside and find a rock and then recreate that rock. And I was like, I can do that. Like I can like somehow I can see this, and I can like make the same thing. And I remember just like that assignment, and then it was like we had this, oh my gosh, it was the dumbest thing ever. But then you had to like take your rock and like pixelate it, like make a pixelized like sculpture out of it. And so I'm in there, like you got like pink foam, like what's that? There was like an Instagram account that got famous. It was like industrial design. It was like blue foam dust. Did you ever hear about that? Like, see that one? It's like the blue insulation dust. Like you got to make junk out of that. We had like hot wire cutters. Like,
I had those too. Yep.
Yeah.
You're cutting the blue foam. We had this one. We had this one. This is like sophomore year. Like, okay, that's when you like finish freshman year. You moved in sophomore year, and it's like, okay, you have your own like design space, and that was like really big for us. Yeah. And like you're out here buying your blue foam, and you're playing with the hot wire cutter, trying to make these perfect cubes. You got to sand it perfect.
Oh yeah.
It's like, okay, now you're learning serious craft here. Serious craft.
It's serious craft. No, man, and like I just remember being like, what in the world? Like, I'm smelling this stuff, and I'm like, this can't be good. None of this can be good.
They're like, you make sure you're wearing your respirator, and a lot of students did not.
Yeah, no, we did.
They're standing at our desks and just like inhaling this stuff.
Yeah. And then my dad was talking the other, like I went home, just to like visit, and he's a building engineer. So like literally like there are people who are in office spaces, right? And they want to like they'll be in their office space for a little while, and they'll be like, okay, we want to actually take this room right here, and we want to turn it into like a server room, or like, oh, we want to take this room that usually has people in it, but now we want to use it as like, like a conference room. And like, he'll be like, okay, but here's the thing. Like, there's no HVAC over there. Like, it was a closet and you want to turn it into a room with people. Like, that's not going to work out. And he'll like tell them why. And then they'll be like, well, then just like re-engineer the room. And then like he'll call people. He didn't do the work, but like he at least knows like, well, you can't turn like this room into a server room because you have to have a certain amount of like, I don't know, like pulling, like dehumidifying and like all this like crazy stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just made me think like, man, I was sitting in that room and that was not made for blue foam dust. Like there's not like I was in a shop. This is like a classroom that we had our foam cutters in. Yep. There's no ventilation. There's no like nothing. I'm like, we were just huffing the like blue foam dust.
I'll give it to Wentworth. We had like little like dust fans, like actually for like the suck down the blue foam and all that stuff. So I'll give that to us that we had some tools.
They were prepped. This was like seriously like a studio classroom that had been like reorganized to like do stuff like that. Cut blue foam. I was like, this is crazy. Yep. And man, and like how that translates, man, it just like blows me away that's like university level coursework. It's like, give me a break, man. Oh my gosh. So if you're out there right now, you're a student. If you're a student out there right now, just know that it translates eventually if you kind of stick with it.
Yeah, I remember freshman year, it was like there was this one project that we had to like, it's pretty much take like a cube, like a clay cube, and you cut like out of it. And then you have to like pretty much transfer that into like this wood. It's like a wood and paper, Bristol paper, like sculpture. Like it's like 4 times the size. So like you're turning it from like, a 4x4 little cube into the 16x16 tall.
Oh
thing.
Gosh.
And it's like they're you have to get those individual slats perfectly, and they're judging you on like your craft, your gluing, your actual using the alpha.
Dude. All right. I got another one. I'm in class, dude, and they're like, all right, for this part of class, what we want you to do is go get a bone. Like, we want you to find like just any bone. And I was like, what? How do you go get it? Like, what do you like? He's like, no, like a real bone, like a big, like a lamb or a cow or like something. And I'm like, how do you do that? And he's like, what you do is you go to the butcher and you say like, look, do you have any bones? And then you get one. And I'm like, but there's like, well, what do you do with it then? He's like, okay, well then you're going to get it and you're going to boil it. You're going to boil this bone down and you're going to like bleach it and you're going to like do all. And I'm sitting here like, man, like what in the world is going on? And you use that bone to like as inspiration to like start building forms. And like the final project of freshman year for that class was like a bone form, but it needed to look cool and designy and like all this stuff. And I remember making my bone form and like you made it out of foam and you're just sitting there like with basically like a scraper and like yellow modeling foam, and you're just like ripping through this stuff
just with a rasp and some sandpaper.
Yeah, and it's basically it's all judging your surface quality and like can you do surface detail. And oh man, and I remember like use like Bondo and like all this stuff to like get it like because you have to fill in all the pores, right? In order to get a nice like surface. And I remember they were like, yeah, you use Bondo, but then there's this other stuff. And it's like, that's what you do the edge with. And I remember on the tube, it was like this red stuff. I don't know what it is to this day. It could be another form of Bondo. I don't know.
I think it is. I think I know what I'm talking about, yeah.
But on the label, it's like not for skin contact.
Yeah, you're supposed to wear gloves.
We're all there barehanded, just like rubbing this stuff on.
Yep.
So irreparable damage might be done.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
We're trying to get this A. We didn't have time to think.
Yeah, man. It's like, I know I can get a job. I don't have to do hard math. If I could just be a designer, I can Oh my gosh, man. And then, yeah, you know, and you make it, right? I think I would have been pretty mad if I would have like, I don't know, if I would have not got in after all that and been like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then like I remember they gave us like this big like list of things you buy before, and it's hard because like it's freshman year, so like you're buying all these supplies, and you get to we had to buy this big the portfolio,
Yeah.
the big, I don't even know, it's like briefcase, but it's huge.
Yeah.
It's just like that we put all of our stuff in it, and I commuted. I didn't like live on campus, so like
Yeah.
it was a nightmare just like trying to bring this big old thing on the train or bus.
Oh gosh. I do.
Yeah.
I remember when I applied, I put my portfolio in the mail. Like this is like all my artwork that I had worked on in community college, and I'm stuffing it in the big portfolio. And I'm like, I got to put this in the USPS mail right now. And I remember just being like, man, what the world? Like, I just got to trust that this is going to show up at this place. Like, I'm putting all my original like artwork in and just shipping it off. And it's all fine art stuff. And it was like stuff I worked really hard on. And I mean, it made it and I got in, but I was like, oh man, I can't believe I even did some of that. It's like, and I found the portfolios the other day. On the other side of this, like no one sees this, but on the other side of this is my garage, and it's like all my stuff. and I saw the portfolio, and I was like, oh my gosh, like there it is. So it made it through the mail and back into my hands, and I might have to have a look at it because
you can go through it.
Feeling a little nostalgic nowadays, but
yeah.
Dude, okay, so how does that like now, where does your passion now, like for footwear, come in? Because like now, like, I mean, I guess you could also take me through the rest of college, but like,
yeah, we can like talk about.
Yeah, I'm trying to get down the road to where we are today. Like,
yeah,
is there any other formative things that happened in those college years that's like led to where you are?
Yeah, like I've done studio classes specifically in footwear, and I'm sure we'll talk about this down like the portfolio review. But I designed a like sandal, and then I designed a actual boot, and it wasn't perfect, but like it was good enough for what I could do at the time, and it was fun just like trying to understand patterning and doing tape ups and doing a whole bunch of silhouettes just to figure out which ideas was going to work for what you're trying to do. But yeah, like, and I always love footwear. And one of my books when I was like really young, it was like this book of Michael Jordan and his whole career. And it was always just like this one page that had like the whole lineup of all the shoes. And I was just like, wow, those are sick. Like looking at like, oh, there's the ones, there's the twos. And, oh, look at the 14s. These are awesome too. It's just like, oh.
Right. Yeah, man. What that line did for footwear design is like, it's unreal. I mean, like everyone can have, I mean, I guess I should ask whether or not you're a LeBron or a Jordan guy. But
I mean, so for me personally, I've always been a Jordan guy.
Yeah.
But like, I respect some of the LeBrons. Like I have a pair of LeBron 11s. I have a LeBron 10s.
Yeah.
I have a pair of 9s. I have a pair of 8s.
Nice.
And I want a pair of 23s.
Yeah.
I seen they have these mass menace ones. They're all black, have carbon fiber on them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, those are really sick. So I will try.
Those are the
try
ones.
to get those. Those are the ones, definitely. But I have a whole bunch of black shoes, but I don't need any more. But like, I definitely need those because I love that carbon fiber.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I just think there was like this. It was like the perfect storm for Jordan, right? It's like not just a great athlete, not just like killing it, but then you have the line of shoes. I mean, just like the man becoming a brand, like in his own thing is like a whole nother. And so now it's like it's almost not repeatable because it's like the first of its kind. And they just kind of slayed it the whole time. Like for for 14 years, it was like, and it went beyond, but I think most of us kind of started tuning out once he retired. Like for the time, those were like, how do you make essentially 14 iconic shoes, like back to 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 back.
Yeah, it
Like,
just doesn't miss,
crazy, like crazy how they didn't miss at all. That alone, I mean, I don't talk about Tinker very much just because I don't know much about him, and I don't want to but as a designer from the outside, having done footwear, having to do a same model year after year after year, the fatigue, in that is,
no, yeah, because you're boiling down from like 100 iterations, and I'm sure
yeah,
they went through hundreds, and then you're going
yeah,
down to this one model year after year after year, and you're
yeah,
just maybe taking parts of like something that inspired you, a couple of years ago, and bring it to this shoe. But it's
right.
like a lot of times you don't, you're thinking of new designs each time, new ideas.
Yeah. And in a lot of ways, I did talk the other day to Colin, our old friend. And he just talked about how footwear's come a long way too, in a sense that it's not like that anymore. Like I feel like I've heard enough about how rigorous that job was. And I feel like there's got to be some energy, because it's Michael, and it's you're his right hand man. That's pretty dope, and you're delivering, and that's dope too. And so I imagine there's an energy there that's you want to be a part of. But again, man, just the fatigue of that, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine the ghost. We talked about this offline for a second, but the ghost for Brooks is on its 18th, I think, year, something like that. I could not imagine having done all 18 of those. That would be, I mean, just thinking about all of the meetings and the stuff, and I mean, you have to be pretty tough to handle all that, which is why go circling back to college, which is why sometimes a program can seem a little rigorous. It's because they're trying to let you know
Ooh.
design has got a laser focus, and everyone thinks they're a designer, just like everyone thinks they're marketers, or everyone thinks they can sell something. The people think they can contribute, and you're like, man, no, I got trained how to do this.
No, yeah, and speaking of this, now I was thinking of when I was at Ideo, there was one of these projects that they told me to do, and they were like, just build 50 concepts. And at the time, I'm a high schooler, I didn't know anything about this, and it's just crank out ideas, just do this, do this, do this, and I'm like, I don't know how to do this, and then and I came it was probably for a whole week, but they were like, I only had probably 20 ideas, and they were like, you didn't do 50. What happened? And I'm like, I didn't know. I thought it was just try your best here, But they were definitely preparing me as well for the design, because if you're coming in and they say, hey, you need 50 ideas by this day, that's the truth. You gotta figure it out somehow.
Yeah, man. I was gonna ask, maybe you could talk. What's IDEO like? Because honestly, I haven't had an IDEO person on. Johnny was at Astro, which is kind of crazy, which is a crazy studio.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just I wrote it off. I was like, I'm never gonna be at that level. So didn't know I was talking to a twice interning IDEO. That didn't come up in the
No.
in the pregame. But I don't know, anything you want to share about that IDEO experience. I'm sure people want to.
Yeah, I mean, the IDEO, they're a design consultancy, and they have multiple offices all over the country, and even other places of the world. So it's a fun place to be. It's hard because they don't do as much industrial design anymore. It's more design communication. So you're doing a lot of design thinking and brainstorming, and pulling multiple people from different backgrounds. So usually when you're in a team, you're usually in a team with not just 3 people, but they're all from different backgrounds. So you have a copywriter, you have a designer, you have maybe one or two design directors or something like that. And you may have industrial designer. but like
Right.
they're just like, working together to, concept ideas and figure out like this brand experience for whatever they're trying to do. It could be a website, it could be, graphic design, it could be portfolio things.
Right.
It could be for a conference.
Yeah.
And it's just like they're focused on like the experience of whatever they're creating. So,
Right.
but like when I work with them, I've done some like augmented reality stuff. I've helped them with like stuff at MIT.
Dang.
It's just an experience, they're really smart people. They're always like pushing the envelope of design, and
Right.
and it's just, they're like, I don't know, they push each other and they push you as well to just keep, trying different things. Never like settle with one idea, keep trying, and maybe something else will come.
Yeah, right.
And like one thing I really loved about them is like they would always bring people in from different projects. Like when there was a brainstorm, there was like a brainstorm, and like anybody could come in and put ideas on. They'll have like a brief that they'll talk about, and we'll all be paying up things on the board. I know now, after COVID, we don't pin things up on boards anymore. It's more just like you're doing you're doing like a Dropbox screen type of thing. But
right.
We had sticky notes back in the day.
Yeah. I know they're like famous for that, right?
Yeah.
That's great though, because like I've been really intrigued by the idea of shared ownership, which is like something that doesn't exist really. I mean, it does in design, like in footwear, but it's like usually you're like on your own little pedestal, like you're like, it's me and like I'm doing the thing, like it's my project, and it's like. I'm like, yeah, but like
that's why I like design, because like it's shared experiences. I always like, that's one thing I really loved about college is like you would work on a thing that is yours, but you can always go to like your peers and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or like, if I'm building a shoe, like how does this like silhouette look? How does this outsole look? And they'll give you like criticism back, and
and you obviously you can take it, you can leave it.
Yeah, exactly. This looks like crap, but
right. Yeah. Which is like, usually like, I kind of got known for like, people would come up to me and I'd be like, man, I don't know, man. like people's stuff will look good. Like we had some really talented people and they'd be like, what do you think about this? Like, is there anything I can do to improve? I'm like, you just laser cut that out of like, you just laser cut that out of like 3/4 inch ply and did all this stuff. I'm like, what am I supposed to offer you? But like, I've got leather and a last. I don't know, man. Yeah, but I get that. But no, that's great, man. So, all right, I guess the big question is, what are you hoping that I can, like, why are you here? Like, why'd you reach out? Like, I don't understand. Like what is it you think that I can provide? I mean, you're just talking about Ideo, you're talking about people like famous design firms, you're talking about helping with MIT, and now you got me, you got country boy Jake, and you're like, have me on. I'm like, if you want. Like,
yeah, no, definitely. Like I feel like what you're doing here is really like informative and it's helpful, because like you never know. There's like I've thought about doing like designs for Pencil when I was back in high school, but again, like in that same breath, I didn't know how to get into the footwear industry. I didn't know really like what looks good, and like I understand what looks good for me, and like maybe I can design something that looks good, but at the same time you have to present it in a certain way that makes sense. And I don't know, you have that skill set where like you understand that process and you've designed shoes before, and about the tech packs do. But like you understand that whole process a little bit more than I do. So I've watched your videos and seen your skill set. So I'm like, hey, you know what you're doing. You seem like a stand-up fella. So like, let's try to figure out something.
Yeah. And I know enough to be dangerous, right? And like at least know enough that I know how to like help someone. Like I've been to University of Oregon now, and I've helped at one like critique session for some of their footwear stuff. And I was I was actually a little mad at myself that I didn't have like cards to pass out, be like, hey, check out this podcast, hey, check it out. But no, I just think like when I saw there and what I see people who want to get in, I just know that like there's like 2 or 3 or 4 things that if you have it right in your portfolio, you just like automatically are like counted. Like,
yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then let's repeat it. And then let's repeat it again. And then let's repeat it again. And so I'm like, yeah, if anyone wants to come on and like share their portfolio, I'm like, yeah, let's like, I'll tell you everything you need to do to like take that portfolio to the next level. I think it's cool now that we have you, you're willing to step out and say, I'll try this out. But we'll see. It should be fun, man. I mean, like, I know you got skills. I know your portfolio's looking good. You got graphic skills. And like, so I'm like, all right. And so how I see this going, for everyone who's still listening is like, Isaiah's good. He's professional already. He's already doing his thing, but we're going to have him. We're going to walk through his portfolio next time. We'll talk about it. And then from there, we'll probably like grab 2 or 3 things and then we'll do the next, like we'll do a sketch session on it. Maybe we'll do it, live where, all you can see is what I'm drawing and we can like talk about like things as we go. And we can just like host these skills. And then again, it's like, I feel like the more people see it, the more they get it. And a lot of times, like no one's going to be digging through my catalog, like looking for the silhouette, sketch sesh from like, 7-8 months ago, so it's like cool to just keep it fresh. And then, the conversations that come up along the way are just fun as well. But yeah, man, I don't know. Anything else cooking? Anything else in your mind? Floor is yours.
It was just funny, like going down memory lane with all this, our shared experiences of design school. I'm sitting here thinking in the back of my brain, I'm like, oh man, I remember lynda.com and all this stuff.
What? Oh, Linda? Oh my gosh.
Of like doing the like just graphic design stuff on lynda.com, the tutorials.
Yeah. Like that's another thing.
It's LinkedIn Learning now, but like before LinkedIn Learning, that was lynda.com.
Yeah. That's the other thing about it. Like I just want people to come to a place that's real. Like,
yeah.
Like what the heck was that?
2 designers that like did stuff.
Yeah, like,
we're learning things from way back and we're bringing it to you. So
yeah, it's like, and I'm sure Isaiah has stuff that I don't even know. Like, and so your experience, my experience, we're gonna put them together, see what we can make happen. But yeah, man, it's just like none of that stuff's real life. Like LinkedIn Learning, man. I mean, lynda.com. That's hilarious. Like it's like that's not real life. Like everyone that's why I like the Blender Guru. Like if I could be that, if I could be the Blender Guru for footwear, like that's what I want to be, and part of me wonders if footwear is that deep. Like I don't know if like the well of information is as deep as a blender, but I think maybe, and so it's like if I could be that for footwear, then I'm gonna try my best. And a lot of that is coming down to portfolio and then helping people with skills. I don't know, I feel like that's a good intro. What do you do now?
So I'm a graphic designer in political advertising.
Okay. So you just like hitting graphics up,
like
stuff.
We do social, we do conferences, we do like print materials. So
right, all right,
everything graphic design.
Yeah. Did you think you'd get one like I mean, outside of school, did you try for industrial design? Like
jobs or?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like my first job out of college. I was trying to get more technical skills. So right. I went back to my old internship, which was making signs. So we were doing in-house manufacturing for like signs and doing graphic design. We had a plotter. We had people welding like pieces together to build what we created, and it was a really great experience. Like I still keep in contact with everybody there, but like me and my wife moved down to Maryland because she got a job, and it was just kind of tough coming from Massachusetts to Maryland, where like there isn't much there's as much industrial design here compared to Massachusetts. Where like Massachusetts and like that New York area, like they're like that's the hub of industrial design, and then you come down to Maryland and it's like there's not as much.
Like Virginia and Maryland, what's going on?
I don't know.
Like what?
Like
what
there's
is
a lot of
the
graphic design jobs. There's graphic design in the area, but like industrial design is not. This is not.
Yeah, when I like did all this and I was like slowly expanding, I was like, man, it looks like I'm just gonna be on the West Coast for my whole life, and I'm like, what is happening in Virginia and Maryland where there's just like nothing. There's no industrial design. It's like a black hole, like in like up and around DC. It's like, is no one designing things? Like it's just.
I started expanding my reach though. I seen like there's the wall around here.
Oh,
there's
okay.
Hamilton Beach. They're in Virginia.
Hey.
So like I don't know. There's stuff, but like I don't know. They're not hiring. They're not looking for people right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so weird how like few and far between is like out there, and it's like, I mean, I know a lot of it's like countryside and you know, like fields, orchards. At least where I'm from, it's like all like farming and stuff, agriculture. But it's like no one needs an industrial designer. Like
we could build your product
in Appalachia. like, all right, okay, that's fine.
There's always room for us.
Yeah, right. Like we can wedge ourselves in somewhere.
Exactly.
And maybe it's maybe that's the opportunity. You know, like maybe there's like maybe that's the place we should be trying to start something up. Start a studio. It's just, man. Well, that's cool. You know, Maryland, Under Armour. That's salty balty, all that good stuff. So it's out there. And I guess I kind of told you I know the recruiter pretty well. Under Armour, good dude. Yeah. He's always down for a chat. So maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe we need to have a recruiter on.
That'd be cool. Hey, I just started following the designer for Under Armour, the design director.
Oh yeah.
They started posting like they have positions for footwear on their Instagram. So I'm like, maybe they're gotta get into people that they need. So you know, who knows? Hey. But I don't know what we have here, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Nah, man. The whole point is like let's get you up to speed. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And get you in the conversation because that's what this is about. Can we do it? I hope everyone's excited for it because it could be a good time.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, man, we already have 53 minutes. Goes quick. I'm excited, man. I think it's a good time. We'll figure it out. You know?
Yeah.
And
I'm excited.
Hope people are ready for the evolution of this show and how we just going to keep adding, just keep building, keep adding on, and see what works out. But all right, that's an episode if I am correct.
There we go.
All right, you feeling good?
I feel good. Do you feel good?
Yeah, I'm ready for this. Let's go.
Right.
All right. Thank you guys for listening as well. I mean, it's like, again, it's not wasted on me that people, you know, are here and want to hear about this. I get people reaching out from Nike saying like, yo, this show is cool. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever, whatever you say, you know, and they say the same. It's like, well, it's nice to hear that like someone's going through what we're going through. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you know, trying to just like let it know that we're all doing the same thing out here and just trying to make shoes the best we can. And yeah, I mean, we'll just we'll see where this takes us.
Yeah.
And this should be fun. All right.
Excited.
That's Tech Back to Do. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And we will catch everybody next time and dig into Isaiah and his portfolio. So
Cool.
that's an episode. See you next time.
Peace.
Peace.